Schultz is a radio talk show host, is on the show oftentimes, and our friend Mark Green is president of Air America Radio. He's also author of Losing Our Democracy. Mark, you first. Did Hillary regain her battle stars last night?
Clearly. I agree with you, Chris, and so many of the commentators that she lost it in Philadelphia based on small atmospherics. Licking lips, how uncomfortable you look, a blank stare. Last night, however it happened, she was calm, composed, counterpuncher. And on the issue of licenses for undocumented immigrants, by the way, the reason she was waffling last week and Obama was trying to explain his way out of it this week, it's a hard issue. It's not a simple yes-no issue. But yesterday, clearly, she was decisive.
It is to Hillary, though. Excuse me, Mark. It's a yes or no. She gave us a no.
Correct. She figured out a clear answer, and Obama was thoughtful and professorial, which doesn't work in soundbite cable news America.
Well, Ed Schultz, it seems to me Hillary got a big helping hand coming into this debate last night in Vegas, because the big guy who placed his bets on her was Eliot Spitzer, the governor of New York, who fell on his sword this week and said, okay, I'm pulling back my plan to give documentation to people that don't have it legally. Clearly, Spitzer gave her the biggest break going into this debate.
Well, I think he set the table for her, Chris, but I think all this post-mortem of this debate about how wonderful Hillary is a bridge too far. I think it's a sad day when a candidate has to start saying, well, it's mudslinging if you point out what my voting record is. That was not a highlight for Hillary Clinton last night. And I really think that the driver's license thing, it took her 2 weeks to get it right. The big issue here is that Obama, I think, stumbled on something that he should not have stumbled on. But I don't think that it was a big victory for Hillary Clinton last night. She wasn't head and shoulders above anybody else. I mean, I thought that John Edwards was very clear and concise. What about the performance of Biden and Richardson last night? I thought they were tremendous. But CNN, and especially Wolf, I think they were bending over for Hillary big time last night.
Why do you think, why would Wolf have an interest in Hillary's success?
Well, I think she's the media buzz. I mean, she's the high-profile person.
May I agree with Ed in part, my talk show colleague?
Sure.
When he said, what about the others? The fact is, unlike some jerk who's ahead and some heroic person who's behind, the people running for president on the Democratic side are so incredibly fluent, experienced. I mean, any of these candidates, one of the leading trial lawyers on his feet in America, one of the youngest impressive talents in Obama, a person steeply versed and and articulate like Hillary Clinton. By the way, I agree. I think Biden and Kucinich had some of the most concise lines in the little time they had. But Ed, I do have to disagree with you on whether Clinton came back. The reason everybody, first of all, she beat expectations, which were lowered in Philadelphia. But she didn't just whine about mud being thrown on her record. That would have been a mistake. But when John Edwards, he made a very risky move. He said that she is a corporate Democrat, part of a corrupt and rigged system, which is a taco short of saying she's corrupt. That's risky. And the crowd reacted.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's risky at all, Mark. I tell you what, John Edwards is the change agent. And every time he uses the word corruption and every time he uses the word about Washington being bad and wrong and everything else, nobody interrupts him. Nobody says, no, that's not true. He is speaking truth to power. And Hillary Clinton does take money from Rupert Murdoch. Now, you, Mark, and I are progressive talkers. If there's a nemesis out there for left-wing radio in this country, it is Rupert Murdoch.
Wait a minute.
That's exactly what John Edwards is talking about.
Ed, document, what money did Hillary Clinton take from the Murdoch empire? From News Corp or from what? Who?
Well, in the summer of '06, Rupert Murdoch held a fundraiser for Hillary Clinton. Now, I have to wonder, as a liberal talker, Hillary, why are you doing that when Rupert Murdoch is out there trying to kill the format? I got a problem with that. And that's what John Edwards is talking about when he's talking about corporate interests and lobbying. Whose side are you on? And every time Edwards talks about the corruption in Washington, nobody corrects him. This is what the people want. This is why it's a close race. He's not getting the media coverage everybody else is getting.
As we say in Jewish politics, you're engaging in Geld by association. Geld being Yiddish for money. Look, you basically, someone gives you money, you take it unless they're a convicted felon, Norman Shue. When I ran for office, I accepted money except from tobacco companies. And I could make a unique distinction about tobacco companies. So to attack Hillary Clinton as implicitly corrupt because she's taken money from...
It's not attacking, Mark. It's her voting record. It's her voting record on Iraq. It's her voting record on Iran, and that's not mudslinging. I think Hillary made a mistake last night by out there saying that the boys were mudslinging on her. I don't believe that at all. I don't think it's going to play well in the Midwest.
And I'm neutral in this race, but you can't say someone is kind of a corrupt Democrat on Iraq since Biden and Edwards themselves voted as she did, not as you and I would have. Using the word corrupt and rigged in the same sentence as Hillary Clinton ran the risk of the audience booing and chiding him, and they did.
I like being on a show with
anybody
two
come to her
fellas
defense?
I love it being on the show on a Friday afternoon with two fellas who share me in the quest for purity and perfection. Someday we're going to find it. Anyway, thank you, Ed Schultz, and thank you, Mark Green.